My name is Josephine, and I have studied French in Oxford. Languages have always been a part of my identity, as I was bilingual in French and Polish ever since I learned to speak. And moving to the United States at age 10 allowed me to learn English and Spanish as well. I think there's something so fulfilling in reading your first book in a foreign language or having your first conversation in a foreign language. When you start understanding a language, it feels like you're one step closer to completing the puzzle of the universe, of life.
My name's Pat, and I studied French and Polish at the University of Oxford. Growing up trilingually, speaking English, Welsh, and Polish both at home and at school, I was constantly surrounded by languages. Given that these three come from completely different language families, code switching became somewhat of a second nature to me and really opened up the door to continue learning more. Today, I can speak 6 languages, and through those, I've had the amazing opportunity to extensively travel and work across 3 continents, connecting meaningfully with local speakers in their native languages.
I'm Bryony. I was one of the judges for the Key Stage 4 section of the Stephen Spender Prize. I'm a current student at Oxford. I study English and Spanish, and I'm also learning Galician on the side. And really, it's picking up Galician in my second year that has really shown the range of things you can do with a language, because it went from being a thing that I was just studying for interest to me actually living in Galicia, in Santiago de Compostela, last year for my year abroad. And there you see how, when you're exposed to it every day, a language just comes alive.
My name is Anders, and I'm currently a second year undergraduate at the University of Oxford studying Spanish and Portuguese. I grew up bilingual, I spoke English and Cantonese, and so I've always really appreciated the diversity and the multiculturalism that language learning has to offer.
I was a judge for the Key Stage 1 and 2. I have judged translation contests before, but working on the Stephen Spender Prize was so enjoyable that it didn't feel like working at all. Reading these translations of poems reminded me of the magic of literature and poetry. I discovered so many beautiful new poems and rediscovered familiar ones. I especially remember reading poems translated from languages like Sanskrit and Farsi, languages that I knew nothing of.
This year, I had the honour of serving as a final judge for the school's Laureate Prize at Key Stage 3. What impressed me most of the entries that I read was the sheer boldness in the range of languages represented. It was remarkable to see such linguistic diversity, especially from state schools, and to read translations from languages far beyond the norms taught in classrooms today. Of the entries I selected as winners, translations from Catalan, Bengali, and German, what struck me most was how naturally they read in English. They didn't feel like translations of foreign poems, but as if they'd been originally crafted in English.
It's just so impressive to read a huge variety of entries for Key Stage 4, and all with such a high quality. It was. I know everyone says this, but it was really difficult to choose between. And it comes across especially well in the commentaries, which is one of my favourite elements of the prize, because as well as these beautifully translated poems, you also get a sense of each translator's personality coming through in the commentary, in picking out exactly what interests them, or their personal engagement with the language.
It was really hard to sign the winners because there were so many excellent translations and commentaries that found creative ways to deal with rhyme scheme, with form, and especially with the many foreign cultural concepts that these texts present. But the winning entries really stood out to me because of how much they paid attention to perspective.
Because they chose to participate in this contest, because they translated a poem, I got to explore the beauty of literature and language once more, and I was reminded of how precious and fascinating languages are. So thank you, and please never stop loving languages and poetry.
To this year's winners, my heartfelt congratulations. You've shown not only creative talent, but determination and vision. I hope this achievement serves as a stepping stone on your journeys with translation and with languages. Stay curious and let your passion for languages and translation guide you far and wide. But for now, celebrate this amazing achievement with us and with all of your loved ones.
So, again, wonderful work from everyone, and a huge congratulations to all of the winners, to all the entrants, and to all the commendees, because you've all shown exactly the ways that everyone can get engaged with the language in different ways. So all the best of luck to you in your future language studies, and I really hope you carry it on for as long as you can.
Keep pursuing your passion for languages because you never know where it may take you. Throughout my time at university, I've considered becoming a translator, a publisher, a curator, and I'd say with a languages degree or like with language learning in general, the world really is your oyster. So go ahead and go take advantage of it.